see. It's amazing, so amazing, so amazing, so amazing. It's amazing, so amazing, so amazing, so amazing. It's amazing.
And the players doing a little talking here before tip-off. It's all in good fun right now. It's Eastern Conference time for the traveling Indiana Pacers today. We're in Miami for some Heat basketball. This hometown crowd ready to go. The excitement of the NBA is on the way. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Doris Burke courtside. Next to me, Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr in the booth. And State Farm presents the starting lineups. And guys, taking a look at Dwayne Wade, what will we see from him?
You know, it's interesting. Sometimes with him, the contested shots are the ones that he tends to make. You know, sometimes if he's wide
run. George Hill out there with Lance Stevenson, and it's George in at the 3 spot. And for the Heat, Mario Chalmers and Dwayne Wade, the tandem in the backcourt. Haslem and Bosch are up front, and it's LeBron in at the 3, the small forward. That's good.
A good way to get things started here.
Steve, always nice to get the first points up on the board. At least I felt that way.
Hill with it. Back to West. The jump hook, and that one's good.
You know, that's a solid shot right there, Kevin. I mean, he's one of the better low-post finishers we'll see.
Well, he's strong-bodied and strong-willed. He'll overpower you if you let him.
Low man wins. That's what they say in football, and they can say it in this case, too. You got to get low and hold your ground, fighting for every inch. When the Big Three formed, one of the first thoughts that followed was, who's going to play with them? In 2011, the bench was thin, but it got a little better last year, I thought, Kevin.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Guys, I spoke with the head coach of the Pacers. A big factor in today's game, he said, is how they are able to handle Chris Bosh. He said often in games, Bosh is the X factor with his ability to gather rebounds and finish off chances inside. In order to keep him from dominating the fight on the glass, they'll have to match his intensity every step of the way. Guys?
Thanks again, Doris. I agree, Clark. You know, the Heat were able to add a little bit of depth last season. They would need to because Bosh got hurt in the playoffs.
Yeah, but, you know, it was interesting. For most of the season, it seemed like there just wasn't enough depth, but eventually it came through in the playoffs. Shane Battier played extremely well in the finals. Haslam came through for them. Mike Miller had an unbelievable Game 5 to close out Oklahoma City. So the depth was sort of shaky there for a while, but ultimately it paid off.
Here's Steven.
How about that basketball, man? Wow. Don't do that to him. That was fantastic. Wow.
And Clark, the degree of difficulty.
Major.
That was amazing.
That was a nice replay. Brought to you by Sprite. Now here's Wade. He's got 6. And he bangs it home with one hand.
He's definitely showing some real sweet dunking skills here.
Are you kidding me? Oh, my God. What a play.
Yeah, that was spectacular.
Here's Hill. They get a hand on it. Stevenson. Pocket 6. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. Here's Hibbert. He goes up. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket.
He will fight you down low, guys. Really battles in there. He comes up with a lot of second-chance buckets.
LeBron dishes to Wade. On the stripe. And another basket for Miami.
You know, it's easy to take him for granted because we're so used to seeing him make those kinds of plays.
Outside Hill. The dish to Hibbert. He's up against Bosh. Hibbert kicks to Stevenson. And the shot is good.
That's how you exploit that defense. Take the ball right to the basket.
The Heat have gone 5 of 7 today so far. Nice shooting to get this game underway. Here's Wade. And then panic dunk.
Such an aggressive player. I just love the way he explodes to the rim.
Indiana trailing here. Outside, George. Right side, George. And he drops it in from the low post.
And no mistakes on the offensive execution there.
Here's Wade. He's got 12. And Lance Stevenson picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first team foul.
Here's Bosch. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. Baseline jumper. David West grabs the miss.
And no defender was around him to influence that shot. It didn't hurt them there, but, you know, they can't make that mistake twice. Well, you talk about Chris Bosch's fit alongside LeBron and Wade. It's been a good one. He can spread the floor with his jump shooting, pretty good rebounder, and just a nice threat to have when those two guys on the wing are getting double-teamed all the time.
We see more and more point guards with that kind of impressive dunking ability, don't we?
Absolutely. We're seeing more and more of that kind of explosiveness. In fact, the point guard now has never been as prominent and as important, I think, in the game than it is right now.
Some of that is the rule changes, guys. No hand checks. The floor is more spread. But, yeah, this new breed of athletic point guards, so exciting.
And, you know, looking at Chris Bosch, guys, I think those complimentary plays should be his focus on this team. You know, defensive rebound, playing good defense away from his man, knocking down the open jumper, stretching the defense a little bit. I mean, great teams really require that you accept a more defined role across the board. And that's the price you have to pay for winning. And he's a guy that's shown the ability to do that.
The Pacers have gotten 7 of their first 10 attempts to fall so far. Excellent pace to their offense. Hill against Chalmers. Hill passes to West. Good. The assist goes to Hill. West has got 6 points.
That jump shot's like a layup for him when the defense backs off like that.
West against Hassel. Chalmers over Hill. Chalmers' shot is no good. The Pacers have gone 8 of 11 in the first quarter. They'll take that percentage any night.
Pacers head coach Frank Vogel took over the team on an interim basis 2 seasons ago, and the move immediately paid off for Indiana. They finished strong. They went on to have a very competitive first-round series with the Bulls, and that led to him being hired full-time. Looks to me like he's going to have a long tenure with Indiana.
Out to Wade. Poke loose. Here's Haslam. They shoot again. Again, Dwayne Wade. Wade's got 16. And here is Hill. Coach Vogel, the second youngest coach, Steve, in the NBA. He's been working in the NBA for 15 years prior to becoming a head coach in various capacities.
Yeah, started out as a video coordinator, spent some time as a scout, also as an assistant coach. So Frank Vogel, a little bit like Lawrence Frank, somebody who had to work his way up from a non-NBA background. And has done it the hard way, but has been very successful. Really done a nice job for this Pacers club.
A 3-ball, and that one's good. 5 points in the game.
Now we're getting used to seeing him hit those shots, aren't we?
And Miami calls their first time out of the game.
He did not look too happy about some of the things he saw on the court. So I would expect some changes here.
I think it's the right move, quite honestly. I mean, they just didn't look sharp or at their best out there, so take the time out and give yourself a chance to regroup.
Catching up on the changes with Miami. Chris Anderson is checked in for Bosch. Miller comes in for Udonis Haslem. Ray Allen is checked in for Dwayne Wade. And it's Norris Cole in for Mario Chalmers. Here's Augustine following the basket by LeBron James. Hansbrough covered by LeBron. Hansbrough dishes to Stevenson. Passes it to Young. 6 to shoot. Pass to Hansbrough. Indiana needs to get a shot off. Stevenson. And again, it's the Pacers from deep.
Well, everyone seems to have a hot hand here early on.
You know, if they keep up this scoring pace, we'll definitely see some big point totals from both of these teams.
Allen drives in, and there's the rejection. They recover it. LeBron with the bucket.
They keep going right back to the paint, and who can blame them? I mean, they're getting it done in there.
Yeah, 3 of their last 5 buckets, guys, have come from inside the lane area, so I'd expect them to continue to go inside right at the defense.
Here is Stevenson. He has 7. They get it back. Young outside. Pendergraph. And a strong finish with 2 hands.
He's a bit short for the power forward spot, but his great leaping ability more than makes up for it.
1:35 left in the first.
You know, the Pacers had that 4 or 5 year stretch where things went south after that brawl in the Palace. But if you look at their team now, the last couple of years, they've really built a strong young core. And it's paid off. They're becoming one of the better teams in the Eastern Conference.
So it's the Pacers now. Heat knocking down the tray. They set the pick. Here's Augustine. Loses the defender with the screen and drills the jumper. Augustine's got his first basket. And Steve, you're right about Clark. If you're a Pacer fan, you have to like the direction this team has had a lot of talent, Clark, in a lot of spots.
Well, keeping all that talent will be a concern at some point, but right now they are young and have depth, so you can't ask for much more if you're a fan of the team. A lot of promise looking ahead.
Here's Anderson, and finally they hit one.
Excellent job carving out space under the glass to make that putback possible.
32 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Takes the alley-oop pass. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Now that's how you execute an alley-oop there, fellas.
And with an exclamation point, too, on the finish, throwing it down hard.
Ooh, what a terrific play on both ends.
LeBron with a screen on Augustine. And Cole kicks to LeBron. And the shot is good. LeBron's now got 8 points.
Hasn't had a whole lot of misses here in the quarter. Very sharp shooting right now. It's fun to watch.
Augustine passes to Stevenson. Leads him in there. And stolen by LeBron. Here's Cole. And he beat the buzzer. But it's no good. But on his first quarter of play, we've seen plenty. 30. Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Pacers?
Yeah, this team is on the same page, no question. They're right where they need to be offensively.
And they're hitting their scores with on-time and on-target passes, too. That's fun to watch.
D-Wade, the 2, with Ray Allen at the 3. Chris Bosh is out there with LeBron James, and it's Chalmers in at the 1. It's the group on the 4 for Miami. And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Guys, the Miami Heat in their present incarnation have lacked that dominant shot-blocking big man in the middle, but they still have been one of the league's elite defensive teams. Last season, they tweaked their defensive philosophy to try to force more turnovers and enable them to get out and run. As Eric Spoelstra said, we wanted to play more to our athleticism and our activity. And LeBron added, Coach just wants us to be disruptive. We're just trying to use our instincts to create more turnovers. Because we know if we create more turnovers, then it's off to the races. Kevin?
Doris, turnover is a great way to start a break, and they're dynamite in transition.
You love the way he searched for good shots all game long.
Indiana leading.
You know, it's hard to think of a better athlete than LeBron James, but when you talk agility and fluidity on the basketball court, I don't think you can do any better than Dwayne Wade. Great pick, and that gave him enough space to get to the hoop and finish.
Kicks it to LeBron. Pressed on him. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
And Steve, you mentioned it. Wade's great agility. You talked about it. And that quality for me is really a big part of what makes him so special and fun to watch. I mean, he glides through defenders with such grace and such control. Whereas LeBron has that ability, but when he attacks, it's more smash mouth. He's coming at you and through you with force that we've rarely seen in an NBA body.
And it's Hibbert missing. He's shooting extremely well. 62% of the night to this point.
Throwing it down with one hand and making it look easy.
Easy and fun. He just glides strives on making the D look silly.
Yep, which is something he does pretty often, Kevin.
Now, here is Hill. Hibbert dishes to George. Feeds to Augustine. They get it again. Here's Hill. Outside for George. Tries it again. Count the bucket. And the Pacers lead by 1. Well, Clark, we've seen the lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
Yeah, we sure have. I mean, it's been a bit of a windshield wiper game. I mean, back and forth, the lead has gone 5 times, so no one in clear control yet.
I think both teams feel like they can win. They both have confidence. So we'll see which team can kind of ride the momentum and take control of this game. Well, LeBron James winning his 3rd MVP in 4 seasons last year. By the numbers anyway, far and away the best player in the league, averaging around 27 points, 8 boards, 6 assists, almost a walking triple-double.
Here's what Miami's going with right now. Chris Anderson is checked in for Bosch. Miller comes in for Udonis Haslem. And it's Allen in for Dwayne Wade. D2 from Hill. Top of the key jumper, no good. And going back to LeBron last season, playing the best basketball of his career.
Yeah, and he easily could have won 4 years in a row the MVP trophy, but voter fatigue, I think, does kick in. It's not something people want to hear, but it's a reality. If you ask me, LeBron has been the best in the game for probably 5 or 6 years at least. There's nobody that does what he does on a consistent basis.
Here's Cole. He started by Hill. And the officials call goaltending, so they'll award the basket.
He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count.
Sam Young's checked in for Indiana. Hill kicks to George. And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. And it's the Heat with the ball. LeBron outside. Allen outside. Paul George with the steal. Now the Pacers moving it up for the finish.
Oh, down there. Man.
Guys, 7 times the lead has changed hands here now.
And we still aren't halfway through this contest yet.
Yeah, that number could easily go up to double digits before this game is over.
That is good. Cole's got 4 points in the quarter.
They are in attack mode right now. That's 10 straight points, guys, all coming inside the paint.
And Steve, if I'm them, I'd keep going right to the heart of that defense like they have been until they do something about it. If they don't offer resistance, take everything you can get in there.
Here's Hansbrough. The kick out to Hill. 5 on the clock. Shoots from the elbow. Shots good from Young. And the Pacers lead by 1. Timeout called the Heat.
And I think a big change for the Pacers, and one of the reasons they've become one of the better teams in the East, was the addition of David West. He just brought some leadership that was much needed for a very young Pacers roster.
And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. The Pacers have gone 8 of 12 since the start of the second quarter. That's a really high percentage, hitting around 67%. Here's Cole. That's good. Cole's got 6.
He was really a non-factor in that first quarter. But he found a way to step it up here.
Steve, you talk about leadership. You can't overemphasize how big a difference having a vet can be. And Pacers and David West, that was like a perfect marriage, Clark.
Hand-in-glove fit. West really was the perfect fit for a young, promising, developing team. He's a 2-time All-Star. He brings experience and toughness and leadership. And he helped everybody on the team get to the same page, and they ended up having a great season.
Miller, right side. He kicks it to Allen. Over Young. And out of bounds as the Pacers gain possession. A different look for Miami. Wash comes in for Chris Anderson. And Dwayne Wade is subbed in for Mike Miller. The Pacers also changing it up. Miami's checked in for Pendergraft. And it's West in for Tyler Hansbrough. It's stolen by Allen. LeBron drives in, over Hill. Shot goes down. Very quick possession right there.
Something has to change, guys. That's 10 straight points coming in the paint against this team.
Well, they got to collapse in there, and everybody's got to be conscious of it. It's a team effort in protecting the paint. Control the ball, and then everybody's got to get in there and keep the defense locked down.
Solid advantage in the rebounding totals for them so far here.
You know, in every game, but particularly in a close game, every little advantage you can use helps, and they're certainly enjoying one on the glass here.
And it's the Pacers with the ball. The Heat getting the bucket. Here we go. Mahimi. Here's Young. Drills the three-pointer. Young's got 5 points now this quarter.
He can be dangerous from out there. As a matter of fact, he can be lethal. His first from the arc after having none in the first quarter. Keep an eye on him.
It's LeBron with the drive. And the Heat get another bucket right there.
That's 5 straight hoops in the paint. What a fantastic job of attacking the rim.
Well, Steve, they're getting the looks that they want down there, so might as well keep going right at the rim. If there's no resistance, then make them pay.
The Heat leading by 4. Wade outside. Nine feet out. Shot is off. And Indiana will go the other way with it. It's George on the wing. Defended by Allen. The three from George. Miami grabs the miss.
He certainly didn't take advantage of the poor defense, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
No, that's for sure, because this guy's too good of a shooter to miss that look consistently.
Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, guys, after almost a decade in the NBA, in his third trip to the NBA Finals, LeBron James finally broke through to win his first ring. His first thoughts after the final buzzer? About time. But beyond relief, the 2012 title was redemption for LeBron as well. After a disappointing finals performance in 2011 that had left him humble and motivated to do better, he said, "I'm doing whatever it takes to become a better basketball player. Every day trying to critique my game. Our team becomes better if I continue to get better, and that's what it's about." Guys, he's not done yet.
That's right, Doris. Thanks.
Well, as talented as LeBron is, it's still a matter of how hard he's worked. And he's picked up that hard work to use. The talent is unquestionable, but the work has put him over the top. And that's why he's been able to finally get over the hump and win a ring.
They get the rebound. West gets the bucket.
That's exactly what they had in mind on that possession.
The Heat leading by 4. The pass to Chalmers. The feed now to Bosch. He's against Green. Shoots. Back to Bosch. Easy shot. Green with the rebound.
And the defense got away with a major lapse there.
Augustine against Bosch. And that one's good. Wow, just a 2-point Heat lead. The Heat shooting with confidence. Wow, 66% from the floor. And it's Wade penetrating. Gets it to go. Wade's got 6 points in the quarter.
Boy, he's been so cool out there. Composed, never rattled. I mean, a very steady contributor to the offense.
Augustine, no luck.
Well, he won't miss many of those, especially with the defender not in the best of positions there.
On the wing, Dwayne Wade. With the drop step. Good on the jump shot. And it's a 6-point Heat lead. Here's Augustine. And that's not going to go. And we finish one half of basketball. It's the Heat. They're up by 6. Stay with us, folks. We'll get back just after halftime. We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball.
We've seen D-Wade getting it done. He's got 24 points and also a couple of rebounds. Seems like he's making everything he looks at.
Automatic, guys, just completely automatic at this point.
And so in the game for the Pacers. West and Hibbert are up front. And Stevenson is out there with George Hill. And it's George in at the small forward.
Been a little too easy for them inside, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think so, Steve. I mean, they've really dictated the action in the paint. That's been their focus, and the defense hasn't mounted much resistance at all.
The shot by Wade, no good.
You know, when you look at Miami last season, what they tried to do was get away from shooting all the three-point shots and get LeBron and Wade down near the block. And I thought that was important. The shot selection was much better. They got out and ran a lot more, and they used that athleticism to their advantage.
The Heat with the lead. Lobs it up there. And Chris Bosh with the slam.
So that certainly sent a ripple through the crowd.
And all your always does, though, one of the most beautiful plays you'll see in all of basketball. It's impossible not to be impressed.
Very exciting play to see that.
Especially when it ends with that big slam like that one.
Hibbert with a screen on Wade. Inside to Hibbert. Terrific design on the pick look, and he lays it in. Hibbert's got 4 this quarter. Look at the athletes in Miami, and they can be just downright scary if they're getting up and down the court on you. I mean, you really just got to duck.
You know what, Kevin? It's not just guys that can run. It's guys that can finish and run with Wade and LeBron. And those two, in and of themselves, I mean, they're a dynamic duo. I think playing the way they did last year, let them take full advantage of their personnel. They actually thrive being in the open court, and that's really how they tried to play most of the time.
And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. Here's Stevenson. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Stevenson's got 10 points.
Tell you, they might have to make a defensive adjustment. You can't give him that kind of a look from beyond the arc.
And the Heat call time here.
I think there's always a balance for Miami between getting out and running and letting Wade and LeBron do their thing, and running the sets that Eric Spoelstra likes. Miami franchise has always been very controlled offensively over the years, and it's been a little bit of a quandary in terms of how to play. Do we get out and run, or do we play the way this team has traditionally played?
Chalmers against Hill. He dishes it to Stevenson. Just 5 on the clock. Over Bosh. And it's Hibbert missing. There is a tightrope that has been walked, Steve. You're right, with Miami in terms of play style. They, Clark seemed to find a balance, though, I thought last year as the season went on.
Well, you know what? When you have players of their caliber, superstars, you got to give them a lot of room and just let them go out and play and be free. It took some getting used to from both sides. But as you said, last year I thought they looked to be in sync. That's now 6 straight points off open threes. Get a hand up, fellas. Pay attention to the scouting report.
Well, you know how quickly things can go south when you start giving up wide open looks to this team.
Wade passes to LeBron. Fires from 14. David West grabs the miss. West has got his 6th rebound on the night. Outside, George. West kicks to Hill. Back to West. Indiana moving the ball around. Hibbert. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. The Heat have gone 4-7 to get things started here in the second half. It's rebounded by Indiana. Now here is Hill. 9 points in the game so far. He feeds it to Stevenson. And he throws it down with one hand.
An open lane right there. Pretty much saw the daylight he wanted and took advantage.
Yeah, great opportunity, and he seized it without much hesitation.
Yeah, a little too easy, if you ask me. The defense really needs to tighten things up here.
Wade drives in. Backs in from 17 feet out. Wade missing again.
Nothing's working for him here. He's just really struggling to find the basket.
Now Hill. Outside, George. West kicks to Hibbert. And stolen by LeBron. And stolen by Hibbert. And here is Hill. Outside, George. Dishes to Hibbert. Shot clock at 5. George. Wade is covering for the lead, and George finishes inside. George has got 15. Miami trailing. LeBron kicks to Bosh. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron. LeBron's now got 4 assists in the game.
You know, regarding LeBron, you prefer him taking outside jumpers. He's a solid shooter, a much improved shooter, but he's so devastating and demoralizing going inside. You much rather force him to take challenge perimeter shots.
Catching up on the changes with Miami. Chris Anderson has checked in for Bosh. Miller comes in for Udonis Haslem. And it's Norris Cole in for Mario Chalmers. And it's Hibbert missing.
And you got to like the defense inside, really protecting the rim.
Challenging shots and making his presence felt around the rim, that's exactly what he can give you.
Clark, you mentioned LeBron's jump shot. Steve, it's something he's really worked on.
Yeah, you know, when he came into the league, he was very inconsistent with his motion. You know, there was some balance issues, but in the 2008 offseason, he rebuilt his motion, tried to keep his elbow in a little bit more than he did in the past. He's become a much better shooter. He's still a little bit streaky, but still, his game is all about going inside and wreaking havoc in the paint.
Here's West. Goes straight up. Out of bounds. Pacers ball as Indiana keeps possession. Mario Chalmers, he's checked in for Norris Cole. Clock at 4. George, that's a 2-pointer, and he hits the jump shot. George has got 17. And not even 3/4 out of the way. So many lead changes.
One heck of a game. I mean, guys, this has been outstanding in terms of the effort that both sides have been able to put on.
Over there, and Steve is enjoying every second of it.
Me too. Yeah. This has been great, guys. The fans getting their money's worth here. Both teams just playing so hard out there.
Here's Hill. And it's Miami with the rebound. LeBron's now got his 8th rebound here tonight. Wade can't hit. Excellent D there from George.
A very rough quarter for him, as not much is falling right now.
Hill with it. He's got 9. Back to George. Beyond the arc. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. 20 points here for George.
Boy, they have just gone crazy from three-point range since coming out of the halftime break.
Boy, it's been 1-3 after another, Steve. An absolute barrage.
Here's Wade. Gets it to go. Wade's got 27.
This quarter for him, 7 shots with just 1 make to show for it.
Outside Hill. Now the dish to George. Passes it to Hill. Hibbert inside. Working on Anderson. Gets it to go.
Made that one look easy, didn't they?
The Heat trail by 4. .152 left here in the 3rd quarter. Wade kicks to LeBron. Over West. And LeBron with the basket. The assist by Wade. That's now 26 points for LeBron.
Well, you look back at some of the drafts that the Pacers have had and the pieces they've been able to have. They've done a nice job. Boy, Hibbert, of course, Paul George. They've really done a good job of developing talent from the draft and making some shrewd moves that have built the foundation for this club.
The one-handed flush, very nice.
And a nice strong finish there.
Just punched it home.
Anderson dishes to LeBron. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pacers will take it.
That is not a difficult pass. You'd think they could keep it in bounds.
Chris Bosh has checked in for Miami. Haslem comes in for LeBron. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Jeff Pendergraft's checking in for Hibbert. Hansbrough comes in for David West. Sam Young's checked in for Lance Stevenson. And DJ Augustine subbed in for George Hill. Wide open look. That's good from Augustine. The assist from Hansbrough. Augustine's got 6. Going back to the Pacers, it isn't always easy to build up in the draft if you're not in the top 5. Like Oklahoma City, they've been drafting in the top 5, and the 4 best players were taken, between 1 and 5, and so they've accelerated so quickly. But they really have made some good choices in Indianapolis. I mean, it's really admirable how they've gone.
They've done a terrific job. Paul George, one of those players that they had their eye on and took, and he was a big part of last year's team, and the Pacers front office really has been on a pretty good roll with draft choices and building this team through the draft.
George passes to Young. Hansbrough setting the pick for Young. Again, Indiana.
Nice teamwork there. The pick freeing up his teammate. And they'll slow it down, use a little clock.
Good call, partner. Hold it for the final one.
And Chalmers kicks to Haslam. He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in. Haslam's got 4 this quarter.
And did you see the pick there? Got him wide open all the way to the rim.
And a great show through 3 quarters as we enter the 4th. Who will carry the day? Pacers lead by 4. As the 4th quarter gets rolling here, let's check out our Sprite Uncontainable Game. Let's go to Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
And Kevin, for that great stretch the Pacers put together, they get the Uncontainable Game Award. It was in the 3rd quarter when things started falling their way, and they were able to build this lead. No doubt they'll try to keep that momentum going through the end.
Doris, thank you. That was quite a run they had. Quite exemplary of what we think of when we think about that turning point. Definitely a Sprite Uncontainable Game moment.
Yeah, you won't get any argument from me, Kevin. It was as big a factor in this game as anything. When a team builds up that much momentum, it just becomes so hard to turn the tide back around.
Yeah, see, they just kept the throttle down. They sensed an area of weakness and then just continued to exploit it, never letting up.
Our 4th quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. On the court for the Heat, Haslam and Bosch are up front. Norris Cole is out there with Mike Miller, and it's LeBron in at the small forward position. And Augustine kicks to Mahimi, and it's blocked by Bosch. Heat shooting with confidence. Wow, 66% from the floor. Here's LeBron, and that misses. That would have put him up. The Pacers shooting indicative of smooth offensive play, up at 60%. They're a machine from the floor. Here's Augustine. He passes to George. There's the pick. Over LeBron. With the clock winding down, he dunks it down.
Step aside, step aside. We got the big fella coming through.
That is a powerful brand of basketball right there.
Man, an amazing putback. I love the effort from this guy.
The shot no good. And it's the Pacers taking it the other way. Here's George. Hammers it home.
Just an unbelievable display of offense here today.
Well, it seems like every shot that goes up finds its way to the hoop. I mean, every player is sharp and on target.
Now here's LeBron. Haslam is screen on George. Goes up. The rebound by Hansbrough. Hansbrough's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. 4th quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Kicks to Mahimi. Pass to Augustine. Feeds it to George. He kicks to Stevenson. Lets it go with the 3. 4 with the rebound. The Heat trail by 4. Now the feed to LeBron. Gets the bucket. LeBron's now got 10 points here in the second half.
Yeah, he's been a player who always saves his best for last, but he absolutely thrives under pressure. And, when some guys back down with the game coming down to the wire, he seems to be the one to take it up a notch.
And also, Steve, I think he's really smart with the basketball, very smart. When you're playing with him, your only job is to get open, because when you do, and if you do, he'll put it on the platter for you. Room service style.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Kevin, the head coach for the Pacers had some instruction for his guys during that break. He said, nobody but us believed we'd be in this position, and here we are. I'm proud of you guys tonight. Now go finish this thing off.
A picture-perfect screenplay, and the jumper's good. LeBron's now got 34. Now Augustine. The pass to George. Lots of room. And it's Miami with the rebound. LeBron gets to Chalmers. He dishes it to Wade to tie it up. Pacers with the rebound. West has got rebound number 12 here already in the game. Outside Hill. Right through the knee for the layup. And the Pacers lead by 4. He'd have gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting at even 50% from the field. Back to LeBron. LeBron left side. And there's the call on Bosh. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Well, that's an aggressive play, trying to get that rebound. Maybe a little too aggressive.
And it was totally unnecessary, Steve. He was in no position to get to that ball. He should have just conceded.
Udonis Haslem. He's checked in for Miami.
Couldn't convert, but nice little two-man game.
You know, Kevin, that's just him doing his thing. I mean, that's who he is, launching himself at the basket. I mean, he thrust himself at the basket. He's an angry driver and attacker of the rim.
And that was Sprite bringing you the close-up on that big-time play.
Good work turning that into an easy 2-point. He can attack the rim as well as anybody.
And it's Wade penetrating. Knocks down the step-back jam. Wade's got 4 this quarter.
And this team really dialed in from that mid-range area.
Seems like every hoop they get, Steve, is a step or 2 in from the three-point line. I mean, you got to take what the other team is giving you, and they're certainly doing that.
Here's West, and again it's Indiana.
Boy, they are really getting chewed up inside here. I mean, that's 8 of the last 10 points they've given up inside, in the paint.
Yeah, and the paint should be sacred ground for a defense. I mean, you can't let anybody just trot in there and get an easy bucket.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
Pacers leading by 4. Outside, George. West setting the pick for George. And there's the call on James. That is his first foul of the game.
Second team.
He feeds it to Augustine. George. West to screen on LeBron. Shot clock at 6. And it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. Terrible turnover.
The Heat have gone 6 of 11 since the start of the fourth quarter. This is to Chalmers. Outside Bosh. 6 on the shot clock. With the lead pass. Gets it to go. And that's now 33 points for Wade. Indiana leading. And here is Hill. The dish to Augustine. Pass it to Hibbert. Indiana moving it around. Here's West. And he finishes nicely on the layup. West has got 6 here in this quarter.
Well done, finishing that one off.
And the Heat call time here.
You know, and moving forward for Miami, they probably won't have a lot of cap room because of the big contracts of Bosh, Wade, and LeBron. But remember, it is easy to lure free agents to Miami because of the presence of those 3, and then also the attraction of living in Miami.
The Pacers making a switch here. Stevenson's checked in. Wade, good.
How about the boost he's giving his team? He's 4 for 5 shooting here in the fourth quarter.
Hill with it. Hill gets a screen from Hibbert. Alley-oop pass. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. LeBron drives in. And strong with the one-handed jam.
You know, his performance has been so important to this team. He's as dependable as ever, guys.
Well, Steve, going back to Miami and then trying to lure talent down to South Beach, not only the city itself, but veterans line up.
Man, that was unreal. Mark it up.
Well, that's a solidly executed pick play. I mean, it paid dividends with that nice dunk.
Exactly the result they were looking for.
Yeah, it worked so well. I mean, he got set, did not shuffle his feet. Really well done there offensively.
Fires at the elbow.
Boy, great rebound from just a little guy. He had to fight and claw for that one.
Outside, George takes a three. West down low. He's guarded by Haslem. West kicks to Hibbert. Outside, George. Hill. West, right side. Tries again. Over James. Again, Indiana.
He's got the touch they needed here as this one goes down to the wire. Yeah, absolutely. He's 4 for 4, and he knows they need every basket. I would look for them to continue to get the ball in his hands.
Bosch dishes to Wade. Flushes it down.
Boy, I tell you what, the D was way too soft right there, like Jello. You got to do better than that.
But he's not the kind of guy you want to get in the way of.
No, exactly. I mean, he's a hard man to stop coming down the lane, but you've got to have good position before the play starts.
Hill kicks to George. For the three. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. And now it's up to 25 points here for George. LeBron James on the wing, defended by George. LeBron shot is off.
Fadeaway was the right shot there because he got his attempt away from the defender, but the touch was poor.
To the paint, George. He's covered by Bosch. Stevenson kicks to George. Shot clock at 6. Stevenson. Wade with the defensive effort.
Some rugged defense there against one of the stronger finishers in the game. That's how you get the crowd on its feet. Huge bucket. They've been waiting for that one, guys.
Just a tiny lead for him.
Yeah, but a chance to make it grow here.
Here's Hill. West setting the pick for Hill. West inside. And it's Haslem with the rebound. The Heat shooting 64%. Beautiful all-around play by this offense. Now, here's Chalmers. LeBron passes to Bosch. Money!
This is exactly what happens when you allow Chris Bosch to get going.
And they commit an intentional foul. It's another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
Yep, you got to extend the game here. Try to keep that clock for moving.
He hits the first one, and that will put them up by 2. Good. We both at the line, and it's a 3-point game.
Fantastic piece of work at the line to raise the lead to 3 points. That's big.
Here's Chalmers. Laid outside. Connects! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within 1.
Huge bucket. They don't get much bigger than that, Steve.
They're going to prolong the game here with an intentional foul. That's the first. That will put them up by 2. Them both, and it's a 3-point game. 7 seconds left in the 4th quarter.
And a chance here to send it into overtime.
Need a 3.
Oh, he couldn't make that shot go to force overtime. So a close game sees Indiana take this one. It was tight, but they managed to come up with the win.
Nobody